Hello, folks, and welcome to the Friend or Foe Mythic League. We got some exciting games going on. Today's a little bit of a change-up, though. We've got EEK versus FOF Washed. It's going to be a bit of a show match because, unfortunately, we were down a couple of players. I am your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster, Shargan, and I have got Raptor joining me on the caster's desk.
Hello. Yeah, so YOLO, unfortunately, at FF today. So we have thrown together the mythic heroic matchup that you've all been waiting for. We've got Washed versus EEK. We have some substitutes for Wash. We got Found In and Trulax. So I'm excited. You know, we haven't seen Found play in a while in FOF, I feel. So I'm happy to get to see him play again.
Yeah, it'll be really nice to get to see him play, so I think it'll be fun. I know that there was a bit of a draft issue earlier. I think they wanted to draft him Sejuani. He's like, I don't play this champion. I don't know how. No, don't. Just please no. And so I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be getting coming out from there. We do have an Aphelios pickup right off the bat for Escape. I love seeing Aphelios just because of how creative the champ is. I mean, it is 200 years of game design experience. And then it's going to be countered by an Ashe pick. I think that Ashe into Aphelios is actually not a bad matchup for Team Washed on this one.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that, the Ashe is going to be really good for getting lockdown, which is going to be a really important thing. A Swain coming out, also very nice to see. So there's a lot of CC already stacking for Washer off the bat, which is going to make Aphelios' life really hard. Especially, if he gets hit by the Swainy, it's going to be or the Ashe ult, it's going to be absolutely like hell on earth to get out of it. So I think that's good. I don't really know what kind of comps we're going to see because this is the first time we've also seen this EEK lineup in its entirety. So for those not aware, EEK has revamped its roster. We've got Sweezy, we got Demo, esports demos, we got Joey. Let's go, Joey. We got Escape and we got Auriri. So it's basically Joey and subs plus Escape. This isn't a temper line. This is the new starting lineup for EEK. Debuting one day before playoffs. And it's already getting exciting. And I like this pickup of the Belveth. Like, this is a champion we don't see a lot of. It is kind of like a Kindred, though, where you kind of have a general idea of what kind of pathing and what early jungle play is going to look like, just because of the fact that Belveth wants to prioritize those Rift Heralds in order to kind of start getting their passive off that much earlier. So it's going to be interesting to see if Found takes the direct approach and just straight up counter jungles, or if we're going to see those doing a lot of invades instead of counter ganking. So I kind of want to, it's going to be interesting to see what Wash decides to do. Obviously, and they're very purple team too.
It is a very purple team on the side of Team EEK, which I love color coordination, just all the way.
Yeah, but they've lost a bit of it because Llama's got the Kassadin for himself. He wants that late game scaling.
Yeah, they want the late game scaling, which I feel like with the comp that Wash is building is kind of something that they're going to need as this game progresses. But you've got the Kassadin Swain combo. That's just really, really gross just in general, because you've got so much AP damage that's going to start getting pumped out. And the fact that you've got a drain tank is just, the concept of a drain tank is so hard to deal with in some ways, because if you're not building heal cut effectively, then it's going to become a problem. Yeah, I do like these bans here, where you've got the EEK being spelled out on the side of Team EEK. Just all the jokes right there.
There we go.
Did we lose Rapkench? We got Rapkench back?
No, we are back. I am so sorry. I spilled udon all over myself.
Yes, spilling udon all over yourself just with the excitement. And we do have the Sejuani locked in, so it looks like we're going to be seeing that taken into the jungle most likely. Although you could flex it top, theoretically, depending on what their final pick was, because we haven't seen what top laner they pick. So theoretically, the top laner could be flex top.
I'm already getting comms, not even done with drafting, but getting comms that the Sejuani was an accidental misclick. It's actually a Z.
It's a Z. Okay, so we're seeing a Z jungle.
Yeah, S, Z, very similar letters right next to each other in the alphabet. Really easy to mix up.
It's the same shape. Although, so we've got Team Purple versus Team Washed. spelling out EEK with the bans and what look like actual bans coming out from Wash. So it kind of feels like EEK is a little bit resting on their laurels there, I think, with this. Picking up the Shen and what looks like probably an Ahri. It's kind of an interesting combo, so that's probably a Sylas top, more than or no, it's probably going to be a Sylas support.
I think so, which actually makes me really excited. I love Sylas support. I mean, I am also a lover of all weird supports. I think it's really good, especially early on, depending on what this last pick could be. Because if it's like a Swain, I mean, Swain ult's pretty good, but you can steal Ashe ult, you can steal
Olaf.
That's about it. Yeah, it's about the only good ult now that I think about it. Like looking through this lineup, that'd be the only useful ult for the Sylas. I mean, there's other ults, but they're not quite the same, especially since that Sejuani uses Zed. You know, not super helpful things, but I mean, if you can just keep stealing Ashero, that's worth it. And you can just lock down the side of Wash. Their comp is kind of squishy. It's kind of also a run at you comp, which kind of will struggle a bit into that, I think. I think the Shen is very strong. It's good for Aphelios. It's going to be good for Bel'Veth. Most importantly, though, for EEK, you know, I didn't talk about it because of the spill, but I want to see how Demos plays the Bel'Veth. Yes, yesterday I was critical of some people building Bel'Veth around Kraken Slayer. I still think that Blade of the Rune King is the better option and into tank. So I want to see if he goes that or if he goes a different route. You know, there's a lot of options here for Bel'Veth. She's got a very wide variety of builds because so much of her scaling is in the attack speed she already naturally gets.
Exactly. And, you know, honestly, for whatever reason, I just personally feel like Bel'Veth is one of those champions that hasn't been locked down, I think, from a build perspective. It's like a lot of people have pretty good understandings, and you do see like the general strategic builds that come out, but I do think that there's still some room in the Champions kit to kind of get a little creative with it. And that mostly has to do with the fact that pathing is just so critical to that champion. It's like there's so many different routes you can take with it, because if you want to make sure that you're clearing fast, getting to the lanes that you need to get to, making sure you secure those objectives, there's just different routes you can take to do that. And as we run out here onto the Rift, we have that Zed jungle. I do think that that's actually not a bad ult for Sylas to pick up, just because of the fact that he'll then be able to use the Zed ultimate on the Kassadin, which Kassadin can't dodge the death mark. I don't believe when he teleports he goes completely invulnerable, so he can still take damage there, and immediately will get bursted down once Sylas gets to a certain point in the game, and we do see, you know, Kassadin doing Kassadin things.
Yeah, but it is Sylas support, so like it's gonna be a while before I think he gets to the point where he's gonna be able to nuke the Kassadin. I mean, he's not gonna get a lot of gold to get all that AP he's gonna need. So I don't know if that's why I was thinking of it wouldn't be as useful. It's just if this was a mid Sylas, those abilities would be a lot more useful because he could get the scaling up. But without that, I don't know. I mean, it's still a good pick. The chains and the ability to just heal yourself allow you to stay a little bit longer in combat, which will be good in lane before the Swain scales. But also just, you know, early aggression, which is good. You want to get escape ahead. You want to get this Aphelios a lead, because if he takes over the game, it's going to be so difficult for the side of washed FOF to be able to take it. You know, like, yeah, you've got Zed, he could try to assassinate. You've got Kassadin, but you've got a Shen, so Shen can just ult escape anytime he wants. And it's gonna say, and you know, it's gonna, and if you can't kill the Aphelios, it's just gonna be pain. But a fight already breaking out.
Oh, we do have a fight breaking out here. I was gonna try and point out the fact that look at that, Joey's getting burst down completely. First blood's going over to the Swain. Swain in the support lane is going to love that because it's gonna help accelerate their damage. And as we know, supports are very gold hungry at the beginning. So that's going to be a good first blood for FOF Washed, and could actually show that these guys are going to put up a bit of a fight.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, that's one of those situations where if you know you're going to do it ahead of time. I've done this a couple early support games where, you know, hey, we're going to try for first blood. We have a really strong feeling we're going to get it. I'm not going to run an item. I'm going to just back, or I'm just going to grab an AP item. I'm going to back, and then I'm going to go in, get the kill. I'm going to get the kill. Then I'm going to back and grab my support item. It's a very cheesy thing to do, but it's always so satisfying when you get it. Or like, let's say you're playing Senna. I've done it on Senna once where I ran tier and picked up first blood while you didn't invade. Cool, now you got a support item and tier to start stacking from level 1.
Exactly, and there we go. We got BBZ Escape throwing out a couple of shots, getting some nice Celebrum's hits right there, able to get some good damage onto the Pure Llama, taking them down fairly low. It is interesting to see. So we've got, I know that we have Pure Llama in the support role, but considering their mid lane Swain is just so devastating, I have a feeling we're not going to see that much of a difference between the way this champion gets piloted.
Yeah, I think it's going to be basically the same.
Right there.
Oh, hang on.
Beautiful charm. Erebus getting caught out, Cassidy getting taken down, and that is going to be a kill going over to Joey as they get revenge for that first blood.
Let's go, Joey, picking up a big kill. They're going to fight bottom.
The bot lane Escape is going to have to flash out, staying alive. We do have GodX Anime looking to try and chase this out. They are ghosted, running in forward. Flash has come out as well. Got a huge flash coming out from Zayden. Zayden managing to pick that up, and that is Found, by the way. So Found is able to assist with that gank, and we have a kill going over to the Ashe in the bot lane, and that is going to be a 101 Zed, 102 Ashe, and 101 Swain, and we're only 3 minutes and 30 seconds into this game.
That's what I love to see. I love seeing a bloodbath. You know, finally found his way to the bottom lane. Glad to see him back in FOF, already getting those beautiful, beautiful ganks we know and love from him, and he's already going mid.
Yep, going mid, just trying to keep up the pace and keep the momentum going. Jumping in onto Joey, staying just outside of the tower range, able to get a nice bit of hits off. Not able to pick up a kill, but that is still a beautifully played gank. And in the meantime, we got a fight breaking out here in the top lane as P-Sweezy deciding to fight an Olaf. A little bit dangerous, my friend, whenever you're ever not under your tower.
So I actually think that that's actually a good position to take on it from Sweezy. So something a lot of people underestimate is Shen's early game is actually really obnoxious. He's really hard to duel because he has such high bases, especially once he's got the E and Q and he can get the spear pulled through you. But even against an Olaf, you know, we guys gain more attack speed. But once Sweezy hits the, uses that little W, he's completely immune to anything but the E and the axes from Trulax. So he can't. It's like it's an easy early duel you can take, and it actually works very well. Like, see, look at that damage he's blocking.
That Shroud is doing a fantastic job. And then we have Reaver right here jumping out in onto the back line. Does actually manage to jump right onto GodX Anime, doing so much damage. But look at this, they're getting shredded away as we see the AP damage getting brought out. GodX Anime, though, picks up revenge for his support, and that is going to be Escape, though, getting brought so low. The auto attack is going to be enough, and that is a kill as Pure Llama picks up another one.
Maybe the Wash should join into Mythic because they're looking pretty hot right now.
Ooh, good charm. Does not quite pull Erebus under tower, though. That would have been a very bad position for the Kassadin, who is sub 6, so would not have been able to warp out, would have had to flash. Joey, though, is still just got a nice wave under their tower now, able to pick up some XP and try and get some, continue their CS advantage. So that is something that we do want to see on this Ahri as it goes into this game. It's got to stay ahead of this Erebus.
Yeah, it's just fight after fight, nonstop action. Ariri mid.
Talking about that, Hex Flash coming out, Flash coming out from Kassadin as well. Erebus is getting brought down super low. They do see the passive proc right there, so they do take a lot of damage and it is blocked. However, that is going to be an easy pickup for Joey. Does miss the ball, but hits the auto attack. Erebus trying to delay it as long as possible.
I feel like he could have walked out of that. Like, he had so much time, but the fight top.
Fight top does mean that P-Sweezy using that advantage that he has, blocking all that damage, takes down the Olaf. However, they're going to be killed in return by the minions. Not quite enough. The Ignite from the Olaf did do a decent amount of damage, but I think P-Sweezy is going to be fine with that because they're the ones with TP, so they'll be able to get to lane much faster than Olaf will.
More blood for the blood god. 10 kills already into this game. We're not even 7 minutes in. It's great, glorious. This is the FOF I know and love.
This is an absolutely scrap crazy fight. Escape getting caught just on the edge of that eye is going to be brought so low and slowed. There's nowhere for him to go, and he's going to get hit with that death mark. But Ashe is going to pick up the kill before it procs, so that unfortunately is going to be a death mark on cooldown while this fight continues.
You know, I didn't realize we had 2 Bell Vets in this game. GodX Anime, you can kill an enemy champion instead of a minion. You get a Zed. But yeah, this is fun. It's exciting. This is the kind of the fun match I love seeing in a staff match, like it's just turning into a bloodbath. I think it's also exciting, to get to see the new EEK, like the EEK lineup, how it's performing, see how they get their jitters out of the way. I was worried we wouldn't get to really see them until playoffs. I thought they might FF the entire week, but thankfully they didn't, and we get to see this. And for Washed, I did meme about it earlier, but they are talking about possibly going to Mythic next season, so this could be an early look at least the core of the Wash lineup.
Yep, just an early look at the core lineup is going to be a really nice thing to see. With this way the game this is progressing, though, it is pretty advantageous for Wash right now. Look at that, lots of damage coming out onto Joey, taking a huge amount from that electrocute proc. There we go, getting caught once again, and the burst damage out of Erebus just absolutely obliterates the Ahri.
Yeah, that's never good. It's never good to see Kassadin getting kills. That's gonna lead. He's changed a lot over the years, but he's still a late game scaling monster, which has always been the terrifying point. Is Kassadin gets to 4 items late game, and suddenly you can't kill him.
And Escape getting a little spicy going into the enemy jungle. We are seeing multiple flashes coming out, and poor Found trying to chase them down to get some of his jungle back, but is not going to be able to. That almost went really, really poorly. Escape is going to be walking right back into the enemy team. He did walk the correct path, and so he's going to get paid for that, and that is going to be another kill given over. Trulax in the meantime is going to die to the gank from the esports demos, and that is going to be a probably early Rift Herald. I believe that is going to be really good for Bel'Veth right here, as we see that the dragon's getting taken. Bel'Veth doesn't care about the dragon quite as much as those early Rift Heralds.
Yeah, it's not as big a deal. The heralds are more important because you can get the void fish to just, I'm gonna call them void shrimp, the void shrimp. You make the void shrimp, like, get that pressure, get those early plates, which can be really useful.
We got the rotation. They know what's going down, so like, we gotta stop this. Unfortunately, Bel'Veth is on their own. We have the smite coming out. However, the red team steals the Rift Herald. Kassadin manages getting it just outside of the smite range, and that is going to be devastating. Oh my goodness. Wash is going to love that. Pure Llama walking away. The Drain Tank doing Drain Tanks does damaging you as you try to chase him down. Is able to pull multiple members under this tower. They are trying to get some revenge for stealing that Herald, but unfortunately it might just be going the opposite direction.
Oh.
That is going to be Sweezy taken out as well. This is absolutely terrible for EEK, as they are losing so much ground, losing so many objectives, just trying to get something back for losing that Rift Herald.
And they might lose more. Demo's looking pretty low here. Oh no!
But as well, esports Demos doesn't manage to get anything because they get ripped out under the tower. Trulax is going to be taken out though. That is going to be 1 kill for 3 and a Rift Herald. Oh,
Demo's getting staying a little too long.
They're still going. Erebus going under tower. Sorry, I thought that I was out.
I thought so too, but Joey woke up today and chose pain. He's like, I'm gonna live in pain today. Just like, Found woke up and said, I'm gonna choose violence, and just murdering everybody on the Zed. But big plays, big fights, a lot of action. It started with the Herald. It looked like Wet didn't get something out of it, but despite killing the Herald, it looked like Bel'Veth did manage to still get Void Coral for at least getting the damage. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've had its objective stolen me as Bel'Veth, but
she had the Void Coral from Olaf.
Oh, okay, because I thought she popped it again. I was like, she did a lot of damage to Zed, but ooh, Anoriri. Okay, he's got the ult. He's got the best ult he can get right now. He's got the Ash ult. He can set up the plays.
Yeah, but it's a one-shot wonder, unfortunately, and it'll be a while before he'll be able to take it again. Sweezy doing a decent amount of damage to this Olaf, trying to fight them under the tower, and that is where Shen is starting to shine. They are still tanky enough to do a lot of work, but unfortunately not enough to get that kill yet. And it's really, like, this is not where you want to see Wash if you're Team EEK, because they've already got a lot of gold, a lot of kills onto the side of FOF. Wash, which is a scaling comp. So the faster that they scale, the better for them. Oh boy, this is going to be bad. That is going to be multiple plates lost, and another fight under tower as esports Demos is brought very low. Fight is going to continue as we're going to see Joey take a lot of damage, and then the burst and burn is going to be enough to take them out of the equation. They're going to be taken out under that tower. It proves to be of little to no safety. Peace has got True Lex in a very bad spot. However, we are going to see that Olaf, the Viking,
the Ash
does
Arrow.
manage to heal up. The Ash Arrow does not find its target. If it had, that would have been a beautiful shot and a good kill for Peace. But unfortunately, now he's going to have to try and get it all on his own.
Yeah, that was a good attempt. This is a wild game. There's so little I can analyze, really. It's just action, non-stop action, Sherigan action. What I'm saying.
Lots of fights going on. Like, there really is no chance to breathe, which I kind of need.
Do you need me to swap? You want me to play by play for a minute while you catch your breath?
No, I got this. I'll
Okay.
just go until I pass out. You'll hear a huge kathunk, and that's just me going unconscious.
Okay, that's fair.
Then you take
That's
over.
fair. Okay, I got you. But yeah, we're in a good position. 5,000 gold up, 13 minutes in. 21 kills in the game. So now there's almost as many kills as there is gold on one team already. So that's impressive. If you multiply it by 1,000, that one might have been a little bit of a stretch, but
Yep, and it's very close to being 1 kill a minute, as we see right here. Another fight going on. Peace trying to catch True Lex, does not manage to maintain him in that lane for long enough for Bel'Veth to come assist, but they do manage to force Olaf out of lane, which, again, Sweezy likes forcing Olaf out of lane because every single time he's got the advantage. Huge fight going on here in this bot lane as we see Zed diving under tower. Escape is going to take a lot of damage. We've got the death mark coming out. The shield from Shendo is going to keep them alive, keep them from taking too much more damage, and that is going to be them able to escape. However, unfortunately, Oriri lost their life during that fight. Now we see Esports Demos going in onto Erebus. Kassadin just trying to be like, hey, I'm going to be a sneaky little jerk, and unfortunately not going to be able to catch out the Void Mistress. But they are going to be able to basically just suss out where they are. Joey going really spicy in onto this Erebus. Missing a lot of charms and a lot of damage missed on that Ahri. Unfortunately means that they are going to be destroyed by the Kassadin.
Oh, but Demo's coming bottom.
Demos is coming bottom. They're looking for a little bit of revenge. They know that they can get a lot of gold if they manage to pick up some shutdowns here, and that is going to be Ash taken down, shut down, going over to the Void Fishling, and that is going to be Esports Demos going in onto Pure Llama. Pure Llama taking so much damage from the slaps. They're going to have to flash away to try and stay alive. Oriri, though, is going to pick up that shutdown and some more coral over to Esports Demos. Means that that's a lot more stacks going over to them and multiple shutdowns. Lots of gold shifts, and that brings this gold lead down to 5. It's still huge, but not as big as it was a few seconds ago.
I can hear Llama and his head's like, no, not the coral. Just getting rolled over there, just not quite enough.
Escape! You don't want to be facing an of Olaf alone, but look at that, able to kite it out, doing a lot of damage. The Ragnarok was popped, or was not popped, so they don't have they have that advantage still. True Lex is still a huge threat. Now we're gonna see the dragon pick up, and that is gonna be at least a little bit more resistances on the side of Team EEK, which they definitely want.
Yeah, it's just a very strong position right now from the side of Wash. They're just looking so strong. They're up almost 6,000 gold right now. They've got the kills on who they wanted. They've got them on the Ash. They've got them on the Kassadin. This is going to be pretty rough. I mean, there is still...
This is going to be spicy. Escape's going to be hit by Deathmark. Going to be hit by Kassadin. That's a lot of burst damage. And it's going to be enough to take them down. Found picking up that kill. Peace brought under tower. Trying to stay alive. Isn't able to do it. The Ignite and the burst is going to just pop him like a balloon.
Stayed too long and Wash pounces. Picks up the kill on the AD carry on the top laner. Probably going to get the turret for themselves. Not really much that...
yeah, easy turret, and another Rift Herald.
Yeah, another Rift Herald. They might even be able to pick up a Riri or Joey right here. Getting pretty low. True Lex is going to get the turret. And, EEK finds themselves in a very difficult position.
Sure, but the CC immune isn't going to matter. As you try to run away, you're still taking damage. And that is going to be huge. And unfortunately, the Rift Herald's going to fall right there. We are going to see Oriri just take out this ward. But that was very well done by Joey. They did pick up some extra gold from that. Not a lot, but that was a little bit of a shutdown. Esports Demos gets caught by an Ashe arrow at just the wrong spot, and unfortunately that means they're going to get chased down. We have the Shen coming in to join in on this. Unfortunately, the Ashe was not prioritized during all of that damage. They took nothing. Shen manages to block multiple auto attacks, but it's perfectly fine for GodX Anime, and that's going to be Pure Llama picking that up as well. Huge play that goes in the exact opposite direction that Team EEK wanted.
And absolutely big play. EEK looked like they were gonna try to turn it around. They were gonna try with the Shen and the Belveth, but the Kassadin coming in. Erebus just nukes Demos.
Oh, this is going to be huge, as we're going to see Zed doing so much damage, dropping it all onto Escape. They're going to get ignited, trying to run away, trying to get out of there. We do see Zayden not able to get a little bit of spicy shadow play right there. Does mean Ariri's going to be the one who gets taken out. The second TP coming up from P Sweezy. They're going to be caught in a very bad position, a little bit too far away from their allies who are too low health, means that they're going to get burst down as the Pure Llama Drain Tank just does its job. And that is going to be another play that just gets completely reversed, as we can see Zed basically caught out. Doesn't go the way Team EEK wanted.
You thought you found, but really he found you. Now Demos and GodX Anime again.
Oh my goodness, just so much damage, so many fights. Unfortunately, Team EEK is so far behind that these fights that should be winnable in a 1v1 position if you were of equal value don't work out, because they are totally on this weighted on the side of Team Washed.
Just too far ahead right now. Up 10,000 gold, not even 20 minutes into the game. This is a brutal position to find yourself in if you are the side of EEK. In a fantastic position for Wash. You know, they're looking pretty good today. Everyone's kind of firing the page. I mean, two of these players haven't even played with them before, but they're still looking just so fine in this matchup. And now Sweezy
getting caught under tower once again, and this is where you start to see the power of the wallet as it just slaps EEK in the face. They do manage to pick up a kill on Trulax does manage to pick up a kill on Escape. GodX Anime taking out Silas, and they're basically fighting under this tower. Ashe being the one tanking it. Finally gets shut down by the tower shot, but unfortunately that was just 2 members for 2, and you really don't need to be giving up any more kills if you're Team EEK.
Yeah, and it took 4 people to take them down, so that's not a good position to find yourself in. EEK does get the shutdown gold, but it doesn't even close the gold. In fact, it expands slightly. It's going to expand a bit more with them getting this turret. Oh, nope, didn't have enough minions. But third dragon of the game is almost up. You wouldn't think it that we were that early into the game, but here we are now. Joey's about to just get collapsed on.
Yep, he's going to get jumped on right away, and we see right there the power of the Kassadin Death Ball that it throws out is just so devastating. Deathmark getting thrown onto Let's Go Joey. They are going to take the extra damage, but Zed had to run away before continuing it, so it's not going to be a kill. But that is a Rift Herald empowered back for Zed that are just going to be gone, come heal up, come right back before Joey even has a chance to do anything. This next dragon, there's probably going to be a fight around it. I wouldn't suggest taking it. Oh, Joey getting caught out! They knew where he was, and Erebus was ready!
Let's go back to the spawn pool, Joey.
Yep. There you go. Oh. That's how you get back to spawn quickly. You just die.
Yeah, that's the fastest way back. Korean advice: just die to get back to base faster.
Yep. Oh man, I really don't know how EEK is going to be able to come back on this, because their comp is just not designed to function when this far behind. It is so tough to scale up whenever you're in a Felios who's only level 11 versus a level 12, a level 13. They've just got so much gold in their pockets. They're up on you by like 2 items. It's just this is rough.
Oh, it's rougher, right? It's about to get rougher because, you know, Baron's up, and if they get that, oh, it's gonna be so difficult to stop the pushes. The only real, I mean, they've got some decent wave clear, but they're so far behind, it's not gonna be really effective right now. And now, you see him eyeing it. You see the members of Wash eyeing it up. Olaf is kind of rotating up here. Everyone's kind of hovering about.
The thing is, if Wash gives up 1 Baron, that push, if played correctly, could reverse this game.
It's true. It's very true. But right now, you don't even see the priority from the side of EEK. Like, they're not even, Emos isn't even going over in that direction. He's heading towards his red just to get some farm. He just get something in him. I mean, he's only a level down, but is actually doing decently in items. Actually stayed relatively caught up. I guess, to be fair, all the kills have been kind of going over to the Ashe and the Kassadin.
Yes, the Ashe and Kassadins are the scary ones.
Going with the build I'm not happy with. I mean, did at least get to the Bork. This is the important part, but I still think Sunfire would have been the better option here, just to be able to stay in the fight longer. I mean, yeah, you have your damage reduction, but when you're out of that, just having more time to be able to just dash in and around, I think it would have been better. Also, there's no real tank on the side of Wash, so it's not as helpful to have Kraken Slayer, I don't feel.
Well, it'll help you burst down the Swain a little bit. Like, it will do the extra damage to the Swain, but if you don't have any grievous wounds to complement it, then it's really not going to matter too much, as the Swain will just heal all that damage up. And now we're going to see this Baron just get melted away as 4 members of Team EEK are in the mid lane trying to deal with 2 members of Team Wash that are not even aware of this Baron being taken. They have no vision of it, and now that the Baron is gone, that is a huge amount of priority that is now on the side of Team Washed, that they're going to be able to just shove in whatever waves they want. There's very little that EEK is going to be able to do to respond here, because they just won't have the stats. Like right here, we're going to see Joey take a huge amount of damage, just getting chunked out. There's very little they can do. They can't really escape. They're going to try and run. Unfortunately, getting caught by the eye of Swain does mean there's nowhere for them to go, as the slow is just too much. And that is going to be devastating for them, as this bot wave is going to get shoved into the tier 2 tower. Kassadin's just going to rip right through that. It will have no health left. And then Swain's going to do exactly the same to this mid lane.
Yeah, that's, you know, a little bit of the downside to being already supposed to Kassadin. You only have 3 dashes before you're done. Kassadin has as much mana as he has, really. So good kill from them there. I want to go back and talk a little bit about the Bel'Veth thing, just for anyone that's interested. So Bel'Veth, because of all her rapidly scaling attack speed, gets like reduced effectiveness of on-hit abilities. And if I remember correctly, it's about 30% effectiveness from on-hit. So the true damage from Kraken Slayer is really insignificant. I agree, it may be better if you could get it with some like lifesteal. I mean, not lifesteal, like with some Grievous Wound, yeah. But I think it'd be better if you're gonna run damage, go something like Shield Bow. So then you get more lifesteal, which will still scale at the same efficiency, because it's not an on-hit thing, it's just a stat. And thus you'll get even more out of your E, because it will proc off that and you'll just supercharge your heals. I think that would have been the better option, especially with Bork. But Sweezy caught out here.
Yeah, Sweezy's going to get caught out. He is going to take a lot of damage. Trying to run away, is going to take an Ashe arrow to the back, does get caught and burst down very quickly. Much faster than you would expect a tank to get burst down. But that's what's going to happen when there's 3 members and a super fed Ashe with a Kraken Slayer Infinity Edge. So yeah, that's a bit spicy and a little bit painful, and not a lot you can do against it.
Yeah, there's only 2. He only has 2 tank items. It's got the steel caps and it's got the Frostfire gun. That's it. That's not a lot of stats really in the tanking. It's just, there's health. The health isn't like going to be the major.
I love the dominant assertion teleport to go from the Kassadin to top lane to chase down Joey. He's like, no, you stay away from that top tower. I'm coming for you. Get over here. I'm gonna just walk this way and jump right on top. There's nothing Joey can do. Oh, that's devastating. Now we have Zed jumping in under the tower. Is gonna try and run away, but he's gonna take like 7 tower shots all at once and burst down completely. So that is gonna be Zed with the first death of the game. And then Sweezy's going to get taken down as well. Double kill, going over to the Olaf. Trulax doing what Trulax does, bursting you out. And unfortunately, that is probably going to be game, as we're going to see the cleanse come out from Aphelios trying to get out of the Ashe Arrow. It's not going to matter too much, as that tower will still fall. Trulax, though, getting brought very low by these minions. Much lower than I expected.
Yeah.
That's a disrespect right there.
Yeah, he's got to just kind of back up. He's getting too disrespectful. I know they're they're up 17,000 gold right now, but you don't need to be playing that much on the edge. You don't want to give over that bounty, especially with how long he's gone since he's died. Now turret's cracked. Oh, it's Llama.
BBZ escape. Trying to fight a Swain within melee range is not what you want to do, and unfortunately that's what he has to do. But look at the damage right there. Finally coming online, we do see a lot done to that Swain, and it gets burst down. So it is dead. It just took 4 members of EEK to do it. I keep wanting to call them BBZ for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Because Escape's on the team and he's got BBZ on his name.
Stop bringing logics into my fun mistakes.
That's okay. I keep mixing up SLR and SGR. You remember them from a couple seasons ago?
Oh, I remember SGR.
Yeah, I keep calling YOLO SGR, and then mixing them up with SLR. It's bad. It's a bad habit. I blame Raph.
That's boomer brain right there for you. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it affects us all.
No, not the boomer brain.
And now we're gonna have Joey once again. Their boomer brain forgets to tell them that they cannot run out alone, especially versus a Zed. However, look at that. They're able to avoid a lot of damage from that death mark, so they don't actually go down. Very well played by Joey.
Let's go, Joey. Big plays, big gains right there from the Joester.
Like that actually is clip worthy, I think, because the fact that Zed missed almost everything. Peaceweezy dodging the Ash arrow as well is going to be able to run away. They're getting chased down by the Ash, and unfortunately, without something like Swifties, you are getting slowed so much by all of those sources. Godx Anime, though, is going to be caught out, and that is going to be a huge shutdown going over to the side of eSports Demos. We are kind of seeing a lot of disrespect now coming out from the side of FOF Team Wash, so we could theoretically see that affect them in a very bad way. Or Riri does use the ult of Swain, and we see Swain pop their ult as well. I do like that the effects are mirrored as we see the Hex Tech versions of both of these skins going at it. Joey, unfortunately, not able to do any damage here. They do throw out as much as they can, but Pure Llama is healing up just as much damage as they're taking. There's really nothing that they can do against this Swain right now. It's just doing, like, taking so much damage. Now that we've got Escape here, though, we're actually seeing that health bar start to go down. The ultimate is dropped, but there's no targets for it to drop to, and we can just see they want to get the kill so bad. Cassidy now going for Joey. The chart manages to find, the flash comes out, but the smash comes out from Cassidy, and Escape gets burst down from 100 to 0 instantly. The fight is continuing, and we're going to see Zed come up and pick up the double kill, taking down the Arya that tried to run away. Oh my goodness, did that fight go back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, it started out with just kind of a wet noodle fight as both the supports just ran in a circle and hoped that one of them would just slowly outcircle the other, but it ends with 2 assassins just murdering everyone, and now it's gonna end with a dead Demos, because that's gonna hurt. Yep.
Nothing to say there, just death and destruction happening. We are seeing now the minions pushing in onto this mid wave. That is going to be basically game, I think, as they're just going to kind of try and pepper Riri, keep him from engaging. There's not a lot Riri can really do as we see the turret fall, and now the Nexus is getting smacked around and taken out, and that is going to be game as Staff defeats Team EEK.
Yeah. Staff get the dub today. Unfortunately, gonna have to void it. I hear they break the point requirement for the league for teams, and also they haven't played their 5 ranked games for the week. So I don't know about that.
That's yeah, we're just gonna have to DQ them and give it to EEK.
Yeah, EEK's gonna walk away. Joey's gonna hold his head high. Still did it, boys. We still did it. But good play from both of them. I am, in seriousness, very excited for Wash for next season. It's nice knowing that, the core of the roster still did amazing. Erebus, Godx Anime, Pure Llama, and also a big thank you to Found and Trulax for filling in. We really love to see our staff play on broadcast. It's always a good time.
It is, and EEK is definitely going to be happy with that win, as their score does go up because of the DQ. So, staff, you got to get your head out of your butts and, got to follow the rules. Just because you're staff doesn't mean you can't follow the rules. With that, though, we're going to take a quick break, folks. Don't go away. We'll be right back with our regularly scheduled programming, and we will just, stop by FOFesports.com, check out the Connect. Got some cool stuff over there.
Smack.
Since you were